Okay, Cancer, let's go ahead and take a look at your December 2025. The Nine of Swords wanted to pop out. Maybe you guys are having a little bit of anxiety. Let's see. The beginning of December, we have the Three of Wands, the Seven of Cups. Okay. And the the Nine of Swords ended up coming out. There's a huge energy of exploration and adventure and wanting to take some kind of plan, take some kind of decision and see it through in the beginning of December. But you're figuring out what your options are. I think that you have a lot of options available to you in regards to whatever this is. Of course, we're going to clarify. But for some reason, you're stressed out about it, or you're worried. You're worried about what could happen, what may happen if you follow through with this, or you may be worried about making the wrong decision as well. So whether this is a job or choosing a partner, whatever it is, you seem to be a little stressed about it. Don't let your past hold you back. So it can be something from your past that is, making you nervous. Okay. So I don't know, maybe you are still thinking about somebody from your past and you're not really sure if you should open up to new people because of how it may affect your relationship with that past person. Well, it's saying the energy is gaining momentum, it's going to go with or without you. So it's kind of telling you to let go of whatever that may be that's keeping you from making a decision. You have, speaking of decisions, you have the Two of Swords for mid-December with the Six of Swords. Okay. And the Five of Pentacles reversed. I mean, to be honest with you, I actually like this. And I like this because I think that you're choosing peace in a way. There may have been something that you're kind of avoiding in the middle of December, but it seems like you're maybe avoiding it and just moving on from it. And that seems to be helping you in some way. But let's see what the Oracle is. Small steps. The small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them. They will take you there. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, it says, you have come far on your journey. Keep going and you will soon see what you have accomplished. So there is something about winning. There's something about winning. And sometimes winning doesn't always feel like winning. Sometimes it feels like you're losing. But there's usually a blessing in disguise when it comes to lessons like that or experiences like that. So I think that you are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place a little bit, and you're just deciding to move on or move away from the thing that's bringing you stress. So whether that's like a certain frame of mind, or maybe you're giving too much in one direction and it's not really doing anything for you, whatever it is, it seems like it's Five of Pentacles reverse. It's bringing you some level of comfort. The end of December is the Tower reversed. The Four of Swords. So there's a lot of peace here. That's good. And then the Emperor reversed. It's like you may be trying to keep something going that isn't really working, but I feel like it's more so you avoiding some kind of tower moment. I'm not gonna lie, like it does feel a little avoidant, and I think that it's not like avoidant out of fear per se, but it's like, if I pay attention to this, or if I put my energy into this, it's probably going to bring me more stress. And so I think you're kind of looking away from it. Like you're not wanting to deal with something. You're like, it's not really worth it, or, I don't really care for that Emperor reversed. We'll have to see what that's about, but let's see what the Oracle says. Taurus. And then everyone's getting that Aquarius card at the bottom of the deck, I feel like. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Self-worth, self-value. Financial themes can be big here, as well as like what you're prioritizing and how that affects you. Let's see that Three of Wands. Tell me about that Three of Wands for Cancer in the beginning of December. The Four of Cups. Eight of Swords, Page of Pentacles reverse. you're still kind of stuck on a missed opportunity, and that's where your focus is a little bit. Like, but behind the scenes, I think you're focused on something that didn't really work out, or something that had become quite mundane or boring, a little routine. And so you're kind of like, okay, well, what now is how I see that with that 3 of Wands. And the 4 of Cups is saying, like, you may not necessarily be happy in exploring new opportunities. Why? Because you're still kind of focused on the one that didn't really work out. So maybe you really wanted a job and you're not getting it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what this full moon in Gemini is for you. I don't know. You didn't really get it, and so now you're like having a hard time really exploring the possibilities because you're so focused on what didn't work, on what didn't work out. Okay. But it's saying not to let that hiccup hold you back. Oh, the Knight of Cups wanted to come out. Maybe it's in regards to love. Tell me about that 7 of Cups for the beginning of December for Cancer. Oh, 7 of Wands reversed. Saving. The King of Pentacles reversed. Ew. And the 10 of Cups. Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is that you have options that are available to you. But for some reason, you're not feeling your best. Like, you're not feeling like you're up to par. You may be feeling a little intimidated. You may be feeling like, if it is jobs, you may be like, oh, well, I don't think that I have what it takes. Maybe it's a acting job, and you see all of the actors and actresses there, and you're like, oh God, I don't stand a chance. It's kind of that energy. And so I think what you're needing to do is just make a choice, follow through with it, despite your feelings, despite your insecurities, and push through it, because you're allowing some kind of past situation to hold you back. Whether it's like, you were bullied on the schoolyard 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it is, and you're that you still hold on to what those people said about you. And so now it has created all these insecurities in your adult life. And that's why you don't go after the things that you want, whatever it is. And so you're needing to kind of overcome that. I think that you really do have a lot of emotional support around you. Um, if you've like been through some kind of divorce or some kind of separation or something like that, it can be that you're still emotionally attached to something from the past. And so you're kind of having a hard time exploring your options. You may not necessarily be ready, or you may be feeling a bit insecure. Um, if you're not this King of Pentacles reverse, then I would say that you may feel like you're in a relationship, or you've been in relationships where people had been constantly taking from you, which could have messed with your self-esteem. Tell me about that 9 of Swords. King of If you've been used a lot, this still affects you. There's still concern around being used. Okay, especially if you feel like you have been the backbone, or you've put a lot into your colleagues or your group projects with people or your romantic relationships. You could have felt like you've just been used and underappreciated a lot, regardless of you being the provider or the backbone in some way. Um, for others of you, you may feel like your finances are not necessarily where you want them to be. And you can also have some kind of work relationship with another person that you just feel like you and this person are not on the same page, or maybe you're trying to collaborate with people and you feel like it's not really happening. But you're standing strong. I think like you're okay on your own, but you're just kind of a little concerned that the money isn't coming in, or you're concerned that you're not going to be able to find a stable relationship. What's the guidance for this? The Queen of Cups reversed. This is about trust, and this is about intuition. you know, and slowly building trust over time, and listening to your intuition when it tells you that something is off. So let's take a look at that Two of Swords for mid-December. The Lovers reversed. The World reversed. The Six of Pentacles reversed. There may be some kind of unfinished business that you have with another person, but I feel like you're just maybe avoiding it a little bit because you feel like it's unrequited, or you feel like you and this person aren't really connecting. You know, and you feel like things are just kind of in the air. And so I think that for you, I want you to focus on the things that make you feel accomplished. So whether it's you're focused on your health and your nutrition, whether you are, you know, maybe you did like some creative project, it's like be proud and excited about those things. And as hard as it is, especially when things feel open-ended, try not to focus too much on that, because I think that it's kind of messing with your sense of value. Okay. And for a lot of you, you're not really sure what to do about an argument or what to do about a disconnect between you and another person. It doesn't have to be love, okay? It certainly can be, but it's like the Lovers reverse can also be an indecision, as can the Two of Swords. Well, about what? It can be some kind of unfinished business regarding debts, okay? Regarding work as well. It doesn't have to be love. What's the guidance for that? The Justice. It's about making a decision. Okay, the Justice is about karma, and it can be about doing the right thing regardless. It's like whatever the right thing is. Not not what's right for you, not what's right for someone else. What is the right thing at the end of the day? Regardless of bias, all of those things. So I think as well, it can be about like being moral, and it can also be about peace, you know, choosing peace. Let's see that Six of Swords for mid-December for Cancer. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's like, you know, I think you're walking away from something that may be a little bit delulu, or something that you're like, yeah, I don't really think that this is it, you know? And I think that you need that. Like, I think that you need to walk away from whatever this is. Because whatever you've been giving to, because we see the Seven of Cups here, right? In the beginning of December. Well, what comes after the Seven of Cups? The Eight of Cups. So something that has felt uncertain, a little weird, a little confusing, you know, something that has stressed you out, like just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. You know, I don't want to do this. Because I think with that Moon reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, it's like something may be revealed to you about a level of inconsistency, either in another person or in you. Or there could be this like somebody has some level of need for validation that's just not authentic to a connection. Like for instance, somebody just wants attention as opposed to true authentic connection. You know, and there could be like a realization of these things. Let's see that Five of Pentacles reversed. The Strength reversed. Okay. Yeah, it just feels like you're not really holding on to something anymore. Because the Strength reverse can be like where we let go, where maybe we've been holding on to something for a while, and the Five of Pentacles reverse, it's like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to feel like an outsider. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to, you know, and so, yeah, the Hangman reverse, the Temperance reverse, it's like something just isn't working. What's the guidance for that? The Three of Pentacles. I think it's about going where you're appreciated, but also learning to appreciate others, even if you feel like they don't have anything to offer you. Because there is something about that that can be seen on the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So, you know, either finding where you fit in, or finding where you are appreciated and how you're appreciated, or creating your own space where people flock to you and appreciate this about you. So, you know, maybe you try to join a book club or something, and people don't really like your insights. Okay, well, fuck it, right? You create your own book club. Okay. So you may just feel kind of maybe out of place a little bit. Let's see that Tower reversed for late December. Tell me about that Tower reversed for late December for Cancer, please. Okay, Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah, whatever that unfinished business was that we were talking about, you're kind of like, you know what? I have a new perspective on this. I'm not going to sit and overthink it. I'm not going to sit here in my head and coulda, shoulda, woulda, and focusing on what was or what could have been or whatever the case is. And you're just like, I'm just going to avoid a freaking tower moment altogether. So like if, for instance, if something doesn't have a proper foundation or doesn't have a solid foundation, you're going to listen to that. You're going to listen to that and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to I'm not even going to try to build on something that doesn't even have a proper foundation. I can't even create a foundation here. And so you're just not going to be stuck on it. And you're like, fuck it, right? You're just, and so sometimes avoidance is necessary because you have a different perspective on some kind of unfinished business in your life. And you're realizing that sometimes sacrifices need to be made. So you're not like holding on and staying still anymore. You're not doing that. But I don't think it's easy. Like the Four of Swords comes next, which tells me there's some level of healing that is related to whatever it is that you're letting go of, whatever it is that you're seeing differently. Yeah, the World reversed. Eight of Wands reversed, the Temperance. You're at peace with not knowing. Temperance, Eight of Wands reversed. Like you're at peace with not having the conversation. You're at peace with being blocked. You're at peace with blocking this person. You're content with what it is and what it is not. And that's just it. That's it. There now is this level of indifference where you went from like holding yourself back to exploring opportunities or the possibilities because of a concern about the past, to being like, you know what, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, to just moving on from it, being like, I don't have to carry this around like a bag of bricks anymore. And you start treating yourself really, really well with that Taurus energy, I think. And you start to become a little indifferent to the situation, if I'm being totally honest, because you're just at peace with what is and what was. Why is the Emperor reversed? Why is the Emperor reversed? The Ten of Cups reversed. Oh boy. How is Cancer dealing with this energy? The King of Cups reversed. Well, you do and then you don't. What's triggering this? The Magician reversed. Something is making you doubt yourself. Like, it's like you go through all of this and then you see something or you feel something that is making you doubt yourself. And then you're starting to feel like you need to control a situation, like you need to have that control over a situation again. Like you have to prove something. And like, if I'm being honest, you may, for some of you, if you are this Emperor reversed and this King of Cups reversed, you may lie or you may do something. I'm going to flip it as well. I'm going to read both sides. But you may do something to keep someone in your life, or you may keep trying to pour into a situation inauthentically by lying or by evading the truth or by saying whatever it is that somebody else wants to hear just to avoid some kind of conflict or confrontation potentially. If you're not that person, then someone's doing that to you. Someone's like basically lying up their ass. What is the guidance for that? The King of Wands reversed. It's either saying this is ego, and that's something you have to realize. And it's either your ego or somebody else's ego. So it's either, if it's somebody else's ego, it's saying don't feed into it. If it's yours, don't feed into it. Okay? Because I think that there's real opportunity for you to trust yourself more. I think there's real opportunity in mid-December to be able to have these wins and actually focus on them instead of focusing on these perceived losses. And once you put your focus on those wins, you find that you value yourself more, you trust yourself more, and I think there's opportunities for money as well. But it's like you have to be cautious on what you're giving your energy to. Energy is currency, just like money. Everything is energy. So if you can keep that in your mind, I think that you can have some great success in December. So thank you so much, Cancer. I really appreciate it. If you want to book a reading with me, you can visit my website at violettaalexis.com. I hope that you guys have a great Christmas, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.